I don't understand why it's not saying bring you in.
Here, right now. There we go. How we doing? There we go. Hey, come on. You gotta go.
I
Go.
don't know. It would
All right. How's everybody doing tonight?
it wouldn't bring you in at first.
Let me go ahead and turn.
Had to go out and try it again.
Yeah, man, I'm ready. Like I feel like I'm in the ring. Like when you when they show boxing and they all in the side, they just sit there getting ready.
Man. But I noticed something happened the other day. My little goddaughter was playing with my phone, and I don't know
hmm
what she did, but the volume is like down. I can hear you now, but the volume is down. She must have did something internally that I got to find and fix. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm glad
All
to
right.
have you
Give me
back
one
on.
moment. Let me turn my background. Hey, honey, can you turn the TV down a little bit?
Anyway, I'm glad to have you back on.
All right. I just want to
Huh?
make sure. Yeah, I'm glad to be back, man. I think that first video did really well.
Yeah, because the people, man, the people was really liking it. I mean, they was down with it, and they came in and started checking us out. But I want to make this announcement that we working on getting this over to YouTube because a lot of the people don't have
Mhm.
Facebooks. A lot of the people like they don't like the social media thing. So we trying to make this so that everybody can
Definitely.
get this information because this information is critical.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Yeah,
I
for
want to
real.
say shout outs to my boy. I think he's doing his own thing right now, but I sent him a message. Black Bubbles. That's the dude that has the
Mhm.
um he has the issue with the unk, and he wants
Yeah.
to go after young Pharaoh. And I sent Pharaoh a message, but
hmm
he didn't get back with me. So I don't know. So I'm trying to get something going there. Everybody can weigh the sides and see what's going on. He says that the unk is a white supremacy thing that signifies them coming in Africa. So I'm gonna actually have him on and let him
Yeah.
go in, and y'all can all listen to him, see what he talking about. But
Yeah,
right
definitely.
now we here with the brother, and he gonna drop this knowledge,
Yeah.
and I'm glad to have him back. And the floor is yours.
Yeah.
I keep running off at the mouth. They don't wanna hear me.
Yeah. I'm definitely glad to be back. If you guys do not know me, my Facebook name, I'm Prince Iya Asha Ea, or Iya Rakapata. And I teach a lot about ascension, DNA. I'm going to be going, a lot of people from the last video asked me where I got my information from. So I put some of that experiences that I had to get this information in here. So I suggest if you don't have the thirst for knowledge or the yearn for knowledge and you can't sit through this, then you might want to leave now because this is going to be existential. We're going in depth down from everything you can think of to your DNA sequences. We're going to be unlocking some keys. Um, and so we're going to really go in right here. So let's go. So I hope you guys got a clean palate. I hope y'all ready to eat because I don't just got the apple tree. I'm pretty much about to throw the whole tree at you. So how we got into the third dimension, the Pleiadian Aldebaran and the Ascension War of all times. The birth of the third dimension in the fall of what we call Lucifer, in King of Tyre, also known as the Devil, is the King of Aldebaran. The binding of the Pleiades and the hijacking of our DNA and cosmic identity theft. So this is going to get real scientific as well too. So the fall of nine dimensions, the explanation of how we got into this dimension. The ninth dimensions in Earth. This is also going to be the introduction into hypercubes, the allspark, and tesseract, the cube within the cube. 9 dimensions existed. The Earth, like many others, was once in the 9th etheric plane, parallel into the 9th dimension. It fell 9 times. The biblical explanation is that 1/3 of heaven fell. Now remember that the strings of the cube of all is connected by entropy. The so-called, what you perceive as Anunnaki, had 9 major star systems, 9 hypercubes. 1/3 of the hypercubes were destroyed or misplaced. 1/3 of the dimensions were collapsed in what the Bible depicts as a great war in heaven. The so-called Lucifer takes 1/3 of heaven or space with him. 1/3 of space equals the 3rd dimension. The Bible and many other texts can be decoded and used as a detailed map of unseen worlds amongst the stars. Stars are indeed portals, dimensions into the unseen world. You are only able to see these emanations of light that you call or perceive as stars, suns, planets, because what is called weighable mass or resting mass. When atoms are spinning in a container, it gives the illusion of solidity. The only way that we can perceive light with our 2-dimensional eyes is because of electromagnetic radiation hitting the atmosphere and causing friction. We are in a prison or a prism. Everything around you appears solid. That is because of the mass that it has acquired by remaining in one container too long, i.e., by not ascending. Thus, everything becomes dense and all that is around you appears still. Matter appears solid because of density variations from one state or place too long. This is the definition of resting mass. The introduction into the tesseract, the hypercubes. In geometry, a hypercube is an n-dimensional or interdimensional analog of a square. Now here's the math. N equals 2. In a cube, n equals 3. This is microcosm versus macrocosm once again. It's an enclosed compact convex fixture whose skeleton consists of groups of opposite parallel line segments or parallel dimensions. Segments align to each segments aligned to each of space's dimensions perpendicular to each other and of the same length. 6 of these dimensions are stuck or trapped within the tesseract. And the tesseract is the 4th dimensional analog of the cube of the 3rd dimension being bound by the 4th by the 4th. The tesseract is the cube. The tesseract is the cube to the cube that is square. That is in masonry. There are 24 faces, 8 cells, 4, 4, 4. On a microcosmic level, this is 2 to the 4th power. 4th powers are formed by multiplying a number in its cube. On a macrocosm, squaring is the same as raising to the power of 2. It is the encoding of the matrix as denoting by this superscript. 2 to the square of 3, or 3 to the 2nd power, is indeed the sacred number 9. We will get more into this later on the 9th dimension and the sacred number 9, but more on Enoch for now. Enoch and the 9 chambers inside the earth. The sacred parable is in every text, in every culture, and is depicted as a great war. Often depicted is that these gods were warring over territory, chosen people, geographical locations along the surface of the earth. But nobody has told you the details on exactly why we're here and why we've been stuck in this constant cycle of entrapment. This is the hijacking of our identities, the hijacking of the simulation or matrix. This has been going on for eons of time. It is in about every ancient culture that in mythos of primordial war of gods and chaos, and these beings of primordial nature were slain, and thus their extremities were used and scattered about to create the cosmos. This residual chaotic energy essentially was trapped inside containers such as cubes to produce many things and many weapons that can generate hyperdimensional energies. These containers gain density and are bound or placed in a geographical location in space. They are called teracubes and hypercubes. The production of matter is produced by these devices. For what you need to know now, they produce and form matter and material. See, everything exists in its material base is a cube in shape, especially planets. They, in their beginning stages, are cubed. This is the cubicle of the matrix. Now, some little bit of decoded science from the Bible. I saw 4 angels at 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of the earth to prevent any wind from blowing on land, sea, or any tree. Space wind. Space wind is a steady flow of charged particles inside the Earth's magnetosphere, the region of space governed by the magnetic field. This cold breeze is made up of material from the plasmasphere. Basically, a giant space donut of dense cold plasma that wraps around the Earth. The material from what manifested from the primordial chaos being trapped inside the cube of Earth called Tiamat. Tiamat, if you break down the name, Mayat, or material, is indeed matter. In the original Mayat are the laws of the universe. They are the all, or the order of the all, which matter has to apply to in order to realign itself and ascend back into its proper position. In ancient times, the cube of Earth was called Tiamat as well. The Pleiadian gods tricked Enoch. The sacred story of Enoch is passed through masonry in the royal arc degree of Enoch, or the false master of the ninth art. In an astral projection, with the help of his son Methuselah, they excavated 9 chambers of the earth, one below the other. In the lowest of the ninth, he placed a cube of agate with a triangular plate of gold with the Pleiadian Aldebaran symbol on it, the triangle upside down, symbolizing the prism or the prison that the 7 rays of light are trapped or cut off from. This is the uncapping of the pyramid, or the symbol of the cutting off of the earth from the material universe. The cutting off of earth and the material universe away from true knowledge. This is indeed thinking outside the box. Knowledge is to be on the edge of knowing. Due to the agenda of the New Age illusion of white light, due to the plasmaspheric wind supplying plasma from the upper atmosphere below it, to refill the plasmasphere is like pouring matter into an open container. Ephesians 6:12, and you are dead in trespasses and sins which one once walked the world's course. This world is indeed a new creation. The word world simply means the age of man. He was given power by his God, the God of the Aldebaran, or the bull, or Pleiades, or as they call it, Taurus, or Tartarus. The air in Ephesians The air in Ephesians 2:2 may refer to an invisible realm above the earth where this being or God exists. There are 6 fallen species, 3 in heaven and 3 on earth, or 3 in space and 3 on earth. In this series, we'll be going back and forth between the story of Enoch and where we are now in the war of all times. For in order to understand where we are going, we must understand where we have been. Understand this is quite complex. The pyramid has many blocks to the entire makeup of the pyramid. And what exactly is a complex problem but a bunch of little problems stacked on top of each other? The pyramid the Illuminati uses is to symbolize the knocking of Earth off of its axis, the deactivation of Earth's ascension grid, and the ancient design that the benevolent species like myself and the all use to harness energies and keep the portals of Earth aligned, so that it could take its proper place and position over time and increase its vibrational frequency and will find its place back in the 9th dimension. Now about the hidden forces of this reality or this universe, the controllers of the matrix on Earth. Now a little bit of my personal experience explained, because a lot of people ask where I got my information from. Well, now I'm just going to tell you. My personal experience explained. How did I piece this information together? Prepare yourself for a psychic reality. As consciousness begins to shift out of 4th density into 5th density, soon the fight will be on a non-physical level. Many people since I came out have have been displaying their abilities after the first video. Countless people have been recording and uploading themselves displaying psychic abilities such as telekinesis, mediumship, astral projection, and a few others. I received this information through cosmic shamanic journeying, inner and extra-dimensional soul travel, and past life regressions with the Council of Nine, the Arcturian High Elders in the ninth dimension, and Metatron himself, and the Melchizedek faction on my home in Kachina and Sirius B. I have collected and analyzed all data that I have came across, and I pieced together the remnants of knowledge I have been given in the third dimension so that you may understand this information. Understand this knowledge belongs to no one but us, but knowledge itself belongs to no one at all. The moment you learn that to trust your instincts and understand density, you will be able to decode all information that is around you. The transmutation of density, that which is the information available in the fragment of light in the space around you. Remember that there are 9 cosmic rays or lights of energy that you are cut off from. Now, as I was in the presence of these tall, blue, etheric, ancient Arcturian beings on their mothership called the Athena, they communicated this information to me that I am transmuting to you telepathically, so that you may understand why I'm also going to teach psychic defense in universal spiritual warfare. You must unlock your third eye chakra and protect your inner light at this time. Many of you are being deceived to think that the New Age agenda and the chaos of our planet is ran by a group of simple beings called the Illuminati. You must learn to navigate, mastering your mind, body, and soul, your Merkaba, so that you can't be manipulated by these spiritual forces of energy that is the Illuminati, which is a cover-up for the Brotherhood of the Serpent, the Great White Brotherhood, and the Empire in Orion, also known as the Unholy Six. The real hidden hand of the universe dealing with the galactic harvesting of our Earth. The Earth has been turned into a breeding ground, and we have become cattle for these beings that literally seek to devour us. They harvest our organs, our flesh, and our souls. Their human agents do war by magic means and psychic warfare. It's how they control us in our minds. You have lost the battlefield when you fail to realize that the battlefield is in your mind. In further decoding of the book, The New World Order Agenda by Ralph Epperson, it states religion will be outlawed and believers will be imprisoned and eliminated or imprisoned or eliminated. There will be a new religion, the worship of man in his mind. Why do you think they constantly flash symbolism upside down and inverted at you? This is used to program your subconscious. If you can prevent your mind from being penetrated, or if you can seal it off from such phenomena as psychic vampirism, mind readers, psychic super soldiers, which I'll be getting into in later videos, dream intruders, walk-ins or possessions. Psychic gifts are often perceived as mentally ill or insane because of their higher energy they are able to tap into and are shunned by society for their higher mental capacities and abilities. These people are sometimes attacked and bombarded by negative energies such as low electromagnetic field radiation or extra low frequency waves from the people or the cultivators of the reflective light or the Illuminati, which deciphered in its true context is ill, meaning sick, loom, meaning luminous, a surface which light can reflect off of, i.e. friction, nati in the Latin language meaning born of. This etymology put together, you get the encoding, the surface light, or born of the surface light, or the shadows. As the eminence of the sun reflects light from the Saturn moon matrix through the atmosphere, which they do use during their rituals at night, the moon becomes luminous and casts a shadow on the grounds. The surface, it also symbolizes the surface inhabitants of Earth in the limited time that they have until the real inheritors of Earth wake up. It was originally the symbol is originally to symbolize the positive beings that were the surface inhabitants of Earth as well. There is no problem that doesn't come from the spirit that doesn't manifest in the physical or solidifies out of the spiritual. Some of you may perceive this as a bad thing, but soon religion will be obsolete and Earth will be shifting into 4D, out of 4D into 5D. I personally feel that that the fact that religion is going to be obsolete, that's my personal opinion. I think it's a good thing. I'm going to explain a little bit why. So as we go into this shift, we'll be experiencing different sorts of phenomena, such as psychic warfare on a pure energetic level. The moment that our mass consciousness begins to shift, so will the universe. The battlefield will be of the mind. And now I'm no fan of the Bible, but I piece together truth where I see truth fit. This is about having an open mind and objective perspectives. Since a lot of you waking up are religious folks, I need to find something that you can relate to so that you can be ready as well. Now follow me deeper into the rabbit hole as I break all this down to fine grains of sand. Luke 12:35. Be dressed in readiness and keep your lamps lit. This is a reference to your third eye. If your lamp is not lit, how can you see in the dark? You won't be able to perceive or have a clue about what's going on around you. You must be self-aware and self-controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, or other forces prowl around like a lion, seeking whom he may devour. Now, the reference to the lion is a reference to the Leonid constellation. They want to use their control of the matrix to cipher off or devour us because these beings need to consume light within your soul and through your body because they have none. The light of the body is in the eye. Therefore, thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Matthew 6:22. But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. This is a reference to our mind controllers. It can be used to understand that those who use their third eye for negative purposes such as psychic vampirism, mind jackers, and other phenomena of the spiritual nature. In your Bible, it also states that we do not wrestle with physical forces, but those of the spiritual nature as well. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this age, or in hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. Hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. So why would something that hosts wickedness be in something that's heavenly? We're going to get into that as well. An unknown fact that the majority of what you perceive as demonic, negative, disincarnated entities are often aliens, extra-dimensional, inner and hyper-terrestrial or dimensional beings. For though we live in this world, we do not wage war as the world does. The weapons we fight are not the weapons of the world. Simply negative forces that the elite use in this world are being used, they're being worked by these negative forces, and these negative forces have to be commanded. Often they are employed by witches, warlocks, and those of the Venus and Saturnian energy, or what you perceive now as Satan and Lucifer. In simplicity, this is a negative energy current placed in our matrix by the unholy six, an empire of six most disagreeable, or what you call fallen species. In this reality, from the six lower regions of what you perceive as hell, or simply the lower region of the Orion Empire. Note the use of on and an at the end of constellations. It gives you an insight into who exactly produced the celestial prison. And, or Anu, or as the Hebrews call it, TMH, the Most High, which is a title of position held by the Most High of each of their species. The ancient, which you now call Anunnaki, Elohim, or the On, or this particular faction, were called The and Os, or Thanos. The ancient order main stations were in 9 major star systems or constellations during the fight. The original chiefs of heaven, the machine builder race known as the Alalus or the Lu tribe of dragons, 1/3 of heaven allegedly fell, and Earth and our solar system and galaxy were hurled out of it. These beings found themselves descending on Earth. We then found ourselves stuck in the material plane. When they broke away from the On order of An or Anu, also called Enos or On, who was of the Aeons. When the all of all war took place, the head Alalu or Hu dragon took the higher class of organic species with him, breaking away of the covenant between the three species later known as the Dagon, the Nomos, and the Ones. For these three lineages, the Most High Arendus, which is a constellation as well, or Antu, aka the Anos, this is what the Infinity War movie was symbolically talking about. The stones in the gauntlet, or the Hand of God constellation or nebula, is the Me stones. They allow you to be supreme ruler of the universe. By allowing access to three, allows access to control of the matrix, the reincarnation grid, and Saturnian, Venus, and Moon matrix. These celestial bodies, known as planets, project and reinforce the energy that keeps our planet contained in space or in the
Can I ask you
net.
something real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. You said the Me stones? Yeah,
Yes.
that sounds like the stones that I heard in the Joseph Smith story when I used to be a Mormon.
And I've never heard of that. I've only heard it in research and in my travels and in a lot of the information I
Okay,
pieced together. I'm gonna be doing a lot more on these
okay,
stones, but that's where in the movie Infinity Gauntlet they're actually talking about the story of Anu, and they're talking about how he obtained the Me stones and the destruction that he was created to do. I'm also going to go into a little bit more about what created him, all of that. I'm going to give all the details as I can
okay.
on that.
I'm sorry for cutting
Um,
you off.
oh no, you good, my brother. It's good that you ask
Yeah.
questions. So yeah, we're gonna go into that. I'm actually gonna make a video decoding that movie, and I'm gonna be revealing a lot of the lies that are being perpetuated about the particular beings, such as Anunnaki, such as Anunnaki and Lil and stuff like that, because I have a connection with these beings, which I'll get into in the end of this. So everybody sit tight. So
Okay,
um, there is, huh?
okay.
Yep. So definitely. So there is indeed a cube that can be seen within the gaseous storms on the poles of Earth and Saturn. You guys can look this up as well. Everything I'm saying, try to get your notes down, try to locate something. You can pinpoint anything in here, and you can look this up, and it's factual. The An or the On became hypersentient, and they were the cupbearers that rebelled, leaving three of the six to remain, three in space and three on Earth. The unholy six, as I found, the six races of beings who are labeled as the fallen. His fall or their fall, also depicted in the Bible, Genesis 1:31. Satan rebelled and was cast out of heaven. How have you fallen, O Lucifer, son of dawn? You have been cast to the earth. Now, this is symbolic of what was going on with these planets, these other planets, and how they got hurled out as well. So when these other planets got hurled out, our planet got hurled out and trapped with them. And I'll go into some other videos about Saturn. I've had some trips and journeys to Saturn and stuff like that, and all these places. I've actually been to these places that I'm talking about. So his fall or their fall. Oh, have you fallen, Lucifer, son of the dawn? You have been cast into the earth, and I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Luke 10:18. In the book of Revelation, Satan and Lucifer are seen as a star that has fallen from the sky to earth. The angels who did not keep their positions of authority, but abandoned their proper dwelling, this is kept, and they were kept in darkness, bound in everlasting chains. Mm-hmm. This is because Alalu, who was the first Anu of his tribe of On, versus the Hu Elion, or the supreme manufacturer of the machines or of the universe. His lair is now under the Vatican. It is said that he landed in South America billions of years ago before it was a landmass. He dwelled in the darkness of the waters of Earth, which were originally created by who you call Enki or Ea, and the Patal. As a school to fix the position of the collapsed universe, Ea is the first two tones in Earth. It comes from him who himself would find himself on the same path. In doing so, he hid his father-in-law on his newly formed planet that he created in the rise and fall of the universe. And when the universe left their heavenly domain, taking 1/3 of the universe in existence with him. Knowing that his father-in-law was still a threat, he bound him in the darkness in the earth in chains, and a remnant of Alalu's spaceship that crashed can be found inside the Kaaba, which is also called the House of God. So the Kaaba, 1/3 of the stars of non-existence got pulled into the existence. With this war, it's all mathematics. 1/3 of 9 equals 3. 1/3 of the dimension, we are in the third dimension. We fell from the ninth. Numbers do not lie. Now, I want people to go watch the movie Midnight Meat Train. Now, this movie depicts them harvesting us for these other species, these reptilians, whoever that's under Earth. And they're harvesting us and taking our organs, and it goes a lot deep. So in that movie, the guy, Mahogany, is wearing a ring. And if you look at that ring, if you catch it, it's a symbol of Saturn or Anu. Saturn is the old sun, the head of the Leonide constellation. These are fallen species from what I have pieced together are the draconian reptilians, specifically on Earth, the royal albino winged dragons. They are the hierarchy in our fourth dimensional. These are the ones that control our politicians and world rulers. The Zeta Reptilian Greys, the Reptilian Greys, Zeta 1 Greys, Zeta 2 Greys, and on top of them with the rest of the Draconians is the Nordic Aldebaran. So who are these hijackers of the benevolent species, Anunnaki, Elohim identities? These are the predecessors of the Pleiades species. Pleiadian hybrids are also known as Plegarians. Aryans are a hybrid as well of Ori and Plegarian. Ori and Plegarian Pleiadians are said to be from the Dal universe, which possibly we are speculating right now is an antimatter universe. They have eyes like a cat. Some of them are from Epilinson Eridani. It's supposed to be in alliance with these Palladians and Tusedians. They are behind the Hurricane Sandy, and this is who they have been calling the Anu. Indeed, the name of their star is Irid Anu. They seem to be 5 factions of Anakim, 4 red-haired, and the Aryan Thule, who are in Antarctica, also known as Onis, are shapeshifters from Sirius B. The Bernardians are tall, orange, stalky hair, and they are on Earth. They came here 30,500 BC. The Celtic giants are Vikings, what they call in their mythos as Endor is about Cassiopeans. This is the Anu keepers. The Logos hologram is Anu Sirius. Regular Nordics are tall blondes, are of the regal in Orion. The Onus from Sirius shapeshift into tall blonde men. Their clan name or the leader of their race is Shemyaza, also known as Ninurta. They incorporate Arianism. The Aldebaran once gave Heart their technology. The Setians, Cetus Vigil, is near Anardus. They are angelic implants within alliance with the Pleiadians. Egyptes or Romanis stole the knowledge of Arcturi, and they stole the wisdom from the children of the sun or the serpent race, or the real inheritors of Earth. Ninurta, often depicted in the Bible as a biblical giant who had a vertical dunium. This means that he had an extended spleen. He seeded the cannibal race, the Nordic race of Nephilim. The Syrians or the Sirah waged war with them. The Orions and the Triad, the Aryan Eridanu, consist of serious draconian warring factions. Most bad UFO are scroll or cigar shaped as they're depicted in the Bible. The unholy 6 faction, Orion, Reptoid, Great Empire, are now currently working on Planet X. We will be going in depth with this information in other lessons and videos, but for now, let's go back to this. Can you bind the chains of the Pleiades? The details of the chaining of the cubes and the imprisonment of these fallen species. In star systems, in many cultures, 7 women were put in the starry heavens because of their mingling with Titans, or the Aldebaran from the dying star Aldebaran, by which they are made pregnant And this is clear in the parallel to Genesis 6. Enoch describes this story in detail. We read that the women who were seduced by fallen angels were to be imprisoned with those angels, and among the seven stars, these women were called Pleiades. In ancient Sumer, this is the tale where 7 demons were bound as 7 stars in the sky. These stars are identified as the Pleiades. This star formation was very well known amongst the mystics in the ancient times. Sorry about that. Enoch was abducted, and I, Enoch alone, saw this vision, the ends of all, and no man has seen them as I have seen them. And I saw a great abyss in the earth, with the columns of heavenly fire, and I saw among them which fall without number towards height or depth. And over the abyss I saw a place which had a firmament of heaven above and no foundation of earth beneath it. This is the details of the void or space, or when you are traveling in a spaceship, you're going into hyperdrive. So you're crossing over dimensions. So everything is void because you're moving so fast. Let's see. And there I saw a terrible thing. 7 stars, like a great burning mountains, and like spirits they petitioned me. It was a contract. Enoch was sold. Enoch was enslaved and turned into Metatron. I'm sure of this because he told me himself when I had my travel and I went to visit him. And also, like I said, I will get into how I was able to interact with these beings. We can see this in the etymology of his name. In Hebrew, Chinoch means dedicated. In Greek, Enoch, from Hebrew, Hanak or Ha Anuak. See the Anu in there. Derived from the Metatron, derived from the Latin metator, or one who mirrors or marks off a place, or a divider or a fixer of boundaries of a measure. Mete is dispensed or allot justice, punishment, or a boundary stone. There seems to be 2 Metatrons, one spelled with 6 letters and the other with 7. The former may be the transform. 3rd Enoch, or the Sefer HaAnuka, book of the heavenly places, or heavenly palaces, I mean. He states that he was taken, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. What happens next is going to sound horrifying, but this is what he shared. This Enoch, whose flesh was turned into flame, his veins to fire, his eyelashes to flashes of lightning, his eyeballs to flaming torches, in whom God placed on a throne next to the throne of glory. He received this heavenly or painful transformation into the machine known as Metatron, the keeper of the cube. Metatron in Greek means metathenos. Metatron seems to be made up of two Greek words, altar and throne. Metathronos, one who serves behind the throne, aka cupbearers. A combination of words that means changing, passing away, referring to Enoch, who changed into an angel or a machine, passing away from the world. One day a man saw Enoch throned and exclaimed that there are 2 powers in the heavens. Now this is the God that these people are serving. He kidnaps you and then he does this. This angered Anu, Gad or God. Metatron was given 60 lashes and dethroned. See here, he is a slave. See, the number 60 is encoded as a sacred number for the On, or Anu, who is ranked 60 in the pantheon. His symbol is the horn-capped in Sumerian tales of the story of how earth was separated from heaven at the beginning of time, becomes the home of Anu. Anu controls shooting stars called Kishru, or the most high of the fallen stars. It's also in charge of a machine called the Bull of Heaven, who can be sent to Earth. The Bull of Heaven refers to, again, his soldiers, the ALDERBARAN, the Taurus in the star system or constellation of Taurus, or Tartarus. Their king is Tyre. Tartarus means deep place, or space, a pit or an abyss. This evidence of this fall or battle can be seen in the constellation, and this is why it appears to be missing its hind legs. Its hind quarters is what they call the Dungeon of Hades, who is known as Hyades. It's also a star cluster. Within the Taurus system, the brightest stars form a V shape next to Aldebaran, Theta-2 Tauri, Epilepsin Tauri, and are known as AIN or AN. Their species is known as the half-sisters of the Pleiades. Now, I must leave you now with a key. These beings have stolen the secrets of creating DNA via the alteration of gene splicing, and they put a lock on certain strands and codes in the human and mankind DNA. Secrets are hidden from all but the discerning few, and revealed only through further and deeper study, as a square is a symbol of the material realm, and a cube, as a square is the symbol of the material realm, and a cube is the symbol of the material man in the universe. The altering and splicing of our DNA. Splicing allows for the alteration and splicing in which more than one mRNA can be made from the same gene through alternative splicing. We can sneak and encode different proteins than we have in our DNA. There are two types of splicing. RNA splicing in some genes, the protein coding section or the DNA are called exons, are interpreted by non-coding regions called introns. RNA splicing removes the introns from pre-mRNA to reduce the final set of instructions. All right, so how do I know this? I know all too well this information before I was forced in previous lifetimes to give it up. I was also forced to create certain DNA codes to implant in human DNA, and which is why I've come to give you the key. Introns, spliceososmal introns, often reside within the sequence of the eukaryotic protein coding genes within the intron donor site. Now, 5 inches end of the intron at a branch site near the 3-inch end of an intron, and the acceptor site is 3 inches end of the intron are required for gene splicing. DNA sequences by hybridization. An algorithm of this approach is presented or both positive and negative errors of hybridization experiments. Less than 10% of DNA, they say, is functioning. Now I'm going to go into the particular DNA codes that I was forced to encode into human DNA. ETV1 gene. This gene encodes a member of ETS, E26. This ETS protein this DNA protein regulates many target genes that modulate biological processes such as cell growth, anagenesis, in the migration of the periphylator, and the differentiation of all ETSs. Common ETS DNA is the binding domain that binds DNA sequences containers, and the consensus is 5C, C6A, AT-3. The protein encoded in the gene contains a condensed short acidic transactive domain, TAD, and then the terminal in the terminal region. ETS binding domain is C-terminal region. These genes are in chromosomal translocations, which result in multiple fusion proteins, including EWS to ETV1. Multiple alternative splicing transcripts variants encoding different isoforms have been identified. Transcriptional activator is that which binds DNA sequences and contains the 5CGGAT3. Another code, NADH, 1 alpha subcomplex subunit. 5 is an enzyme that is in humans is encoded by NDUFAS gene. The protein is a subunit of NADH, which is located in the mitochondrial inner membrane and is the largest of 5 components of the sector of transportation chain. With the help of the rectili grays, they put a lock on our DNA. The gray race are fallen from Zeta Rectilia. They have the ability to magnify their mental field in order to maintain control over humans for their overlords. The term rectilian means net-like structure, which is what rectiliar formation looks like at first glance. RTNLB13, or simply gene B13, is a rectilian-like protein. Now, you guys can look this up. It's facts. It's called the Thale crest. Its gene type is protein encoding. The RNA name is rectilian B13. It's located in the second chromosome exon, and its exon count is 4. It's located in the second chromosome, and its exon count is 4. The lock 666 is all throughout your DNA. INTB13 is an unusual site. Specific recommends of the bacteriophage P4. In response, is responsible for a chromosomal insertion of 105 kilobase CLC elements of strain B13. Okay, so now here's the matrix math. So 2 chromosomes is 2 exon count 4. 2 plus 6 is what? 2 plus 4 is 6. Sorry about that. 2 plus 4 is 6. B13 is 1 plus 3. That equals 4. P4 integrates is 1 plus 3 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Minus 2 chromosomes. This equals 6 again. 105 kilobase is 1 plus 5, 6. 6, 6, 6. The carbon lock cutting you off from the 999. 666 is the def code used in DNA sequences and can be used for cloning as well. We are the gods of atoms that make up our cells. We are the atoms that make up the universe. Manly P. Hall. 666 relates to the carbon atom. It relates to man and his lower self being cut off from the supreme self. Carbon mixed with certain elements creates Lucifer, or aka phosphorus, or phosphoru, or Horus, or phosphoru. This number forms our material reality, the matrix. Now, guys, my final message from the tablets of thought.
Mm-hmm.
The key of mystery. Unto thee, O man, have I given my knowledge. Unto thee have I given light. Hear ye now and receive my wisdom, brought forth with spaces and planes above and beyond. Not as man am I, for here, free from here, I have become from dimensions and planes. In each I have taken on a new body, in each I have changed my form. But now that I am here in this body, yet I still dwell up above. The formless is all there is to form. Great is wisdom of 7, but supreme is that of 9. Supreme are those from beyond manifest their power through their power filled by the forces from beyond. Hear ye these words of wisdom. Hear ye and make them your own and find them in the formlessness. Mysteries around thee, hidden real secrets of old. Search through the keys of my wisdom. Surely ye shall find the way to the gateway. The gateway to power is secret, but those who obtain it shall receive. Look to the true light, my children. Within yourself, overcome the dwellers of the night, and keep the dwellers of night, and keep ever thy eyes on the plane of light. And thou shalt be one with the all-encompassing light. This is the breaking of the spell, and I am Ea Asha'ea, also known as Ea Rakapata. Now a little bit more about myself. Ea Rakapata. There are 40 attributes to my divine name. It is encoded with who I truly am. Ea, for my house is of the waters deep, above, who is he who is of the waters. My temple was called E and Gurah. I am the keeper of the new. The house of the Lord of the deep waters is my temple's name. Ra, for I am a son I am a son of Sirius. I am a Sa Ra, or son of the sun. In Kushite culture, I am Afraka. In pre-Exumite civilization, Yika or Yiha or Iya forms the name Yika Mikael. My name by birth in this lifetime is Michael. My name means he who is like unto God or who is like God. I am a Fa Ra Ka'an, where they get the word Pharaoh from. I am the Sun King and the God of Earth. For I am a Patah, a fashioner and an opener. I carry the Ka Patah, the Ha'at Ka Patah, the home or the Ku or the soul of the mighty Patah. Ia Ashaer, Ashaer. I am the one who this is, for simply Ia, I am. And thank you guys, and that's all I have.
All right. Well, man. Yeah, man, that was nice, man. I enjoyed it. Yeah, we got some people.
Thank
Yeah, we
you.
got some
Yeah. Everybody where I got that information from, I'm gonna just tell you it comes from within because I was there and I did it. So all these people that want to say they are who they think they are, they're not, and I will be exposing these people and all this stuff over the course. And I'll actually go into the text where it says I reincarnated, sacred names, all that. So you guys just hang in there. I got lots more information in part 3. We're gonna be going into part 3 is going to be on fire because we're going to be going into how these particular beings are mechanical, how Anu is actually a sentient being being projected from this cube, how they use nanotechnology, all kinds of stuff. We're going to be getting into some deep stuff. So thanks for having me on, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm going to ask you a quick question. Earlier, somebody was asking, I can't quite remember what you were saying, but they wrote into the comment. I don't know if he's still watching it. I think he is. My boy, Bilal or Ben Atumi, and Toomey, and he said, "Is that Ephesians 6:12? Did you do anything from Ephesians 6:12?"
Yes, that was from Ephesians 6:12.
Yeah, because he said I thought it was he thought it was something else, for we wrestle against flesh and blood. Well, we wrestle not against flesh and
blood. That's Ephesians 6:12, and I also got Ephesians 2:2 in here. So yeah, we're gonna be going out of the Bible soon, but we're just trying to make sure that that at least the religious people get a taste of this understanding.
Yeah, because that's another brother too. He goes in, and I would love for y'all to have like a dialogue here, and be good, man. I've been waiting for this, but I don't know what's up, man. I've been waiting for him to get back with me to do something, but he been busy, man. He worked, man. He works. So he a good brother, but man, I enjoyed you, man, and I'm definitely looking forward to part 3, and we're gonna start going in on some of these people, and I want to do something with you on the food, and the things they put in the food, stuff like that, man. Cause that's what I'm doing now, and I'm getting ready to make a video on some things. These things called Takis. I mean, these things are horrible, man.
Yeah,
killing people. But
definitely, I'm gonna be going into the origins of the pyramid, the ancient extraterrestrial origin of pyramids, the real use of the Ankh. Everybody's got a little bit of idea what the Ankh is. I'm gonna be going really in on what this device actually is because it is a device. All kinds of stuff. As I move out of this, I'm gonna be moving into talking specifically with my nine ether beings. So we just want to get these people, get their DNA unlocked, get everybody else's DNA unlocked. You got the codes, you got the map, you got the matrix, superscript. So there should be no reason why people are not able to ascend at this point. We're gonna realign this planet, and we're gonna get it going.
So now,
so I'm Master Key, and thanks so much.
Just before you go, real quick, I don't want to hold you up. A dude in in the chat room, Justin somebody, he kind of has a little disagreement thing there. Blah, he said something about the deceiver, blah blah blah. So so I know you don't mind somebody coming on and
Mhm.
getting down with them because I say this: if you listening to somebody on my program and you disagreeing and they allow me, I'll give you the opportunity to come and prove them wrong. So,
Yeah, because I'm he will tell you you want to debate me, it's going to get hectic because I got
all
information.
right,
I had to really draw and write a lot of this stuff down, but when I flow, I flow. And Justin knows me; he in my
oh,
inbox, so I don't know what he's talking about. He in my inbox
oh,
daily.
but he might be just playing there. He might be just playing with you. But I'm looking forward to
I
Black Bubbles.
really don't care. My point was throughout the
Yeah,
message.
okay. I'm looking forward to Black Bubbles coming on and having something with you too. But you can just close out and then
Mhm.
we out.
All right, so yeah, this is Ea Asha'ea, Prince Ea, Rakapatah of the Syrian Empire, and I'm closing out. So there go your keys. Do your homework, study this, write it down, watch it, share it, whatever you can. Like I said, it is encoded. Everything I do is symbolic and encoded. So if you didn't get it on one layer, you need to look at a deeper layer. And one thing I want to say is go experience these things. I'm not just saying you're making this up. Go experience these things. There are people out there, there's beings waiting for you to experience these things. Find out who you are. If I can find out that I am Ea Asha'ea, Inki Rakapata, whatever attributes you guys want to contribute to me, I am. And I found out this information, I found out a lot of information about a lot of other people. So go experience these things. Hey! So go experience these things for yourself and know that I'm not lying. In the first video, it says this is the exact script to guide you outside of yourself and go find these things because I'm not lying. So this is fact. When you step out your body and you're in the actual, it's fact. So my plan is for everybody to get on that frequency and on that
I
level
don't know. He's
so
doing it
you
on
can
his
exercise
computer.
these experiences and they can and come and visit. Like I
You
said,
said what?
as well here in this body that I get. So thanks for having
Yes,
me
I
on, my
just was
brother.
there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much it, my brother.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna catch you next time, part 3. And that was
All
good,
right,
man.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Yeah,
All right. Peace,
thanks.
guys.
Yeah. Yep, peace, God.
I might see you tomorrow.
I was kind of sideways.
Why ain't I? You gotta go to the program. Be after 8 o'clock now. Okay. I probably won't be here tomorrow.
Call me.
Okay.
Just call me, see if I'm home.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry for the surrounding noise, but all right, Justin, I see you were just joking around because I'm the type of guy I give people opportunities. So I already got a couple people who want to come up in here and do a little something. So we gonna get it on, right? But until next time, this is Brother Sakim. Peace. Sleeping on my dreams while I'm keeping this shit major. Species ain't in danger, but we bringing the danger. Vocalizing the culture, emphasizing the nature. Redesigning the sculptures, eliminating the haters. We align with solar, that's a true gangster. Killing negative thoughts, envy and anger and jealousy. Heavenly frequencies. The whole field now, the eagle in the sky, the beast on the rise. He's grown in size, the Roman priest has ties. Holy grail, show you the tales. His face is ghostly and frown. Head goes in the shell. Heaven or hell, the legend is spells. The serpent has scales. Well, shoot. Hey, Justin, you and me got to get on and do something. God on trial. How about that? Yeah, I was a Christian. I was a Mormon. I was a Jehovah's Witness. And I was all kind of Baptist and all kind of stuff like. So, shoot. Yep, brainwashing. Yeah. So me and you gotta get on and do something, man, with the people, for the people. We gonna call it religion on trial, and we gonna get down and expose God. So with that, I'm out of here. Peace.